Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to see so many of you really vibed and related to the last video I made. This is so exciting. Like most of the comments were like, "Oh, I found my tribe," And I was sitting there thinking, "Wow, I've also found my tribe because low key, my whole circle, nobody is obsessed with these C dramas like I am. Like there is just nobody to talk about it with. You don't understand. Now, seeing like most of you relating to that and liking that, commenting, I was like, okay, I guess now I found my people. I was watching a C drama like a couple months ago. I think it was 3 months ago. And the female lead, she was reincarnated, blah, blah, blah. She's talking to the scumbag, right? And she's like, he says something so stupid. And she's like, were you reincarnated from a sanitary napkin? Guys, I mean, like these C drama people, they never just insult you. They really. I think it's almost like how there's this running joke about how African people insult you, like you have to look for the insult in the comment that they made. Yeah, yeah. So I saw that and I really liked it, and I was like, okay. And I started to keep track of like the insults. You know, we have the customary dog man, Sijana, pigs eating cabbage or toad trying to eat swan meat, when usually said when somebody who is like a low league is trying to get with somebody way out of their league, which I find very interesting, like as an expression. A pig eating cabbage, a toad trying to eat swan meat. I mean, how did they even think of that? It might even be like it's not really properly translated, but I don't know, it's still funny, right? So yeah, this video is going to be about that. So first insult that I've got on the list today, well, two of a kind. Usually the C is said by the CEO to his secretary, right? When the CEO does something out of his way for the female lead, and when the female lead is trying to say thank you, whatever, the male lead is like, oh, I didn't really have to work for it, or this, I didn't do anything crazy, whatever, or like this was just, like downplaying the thing he did for the female lead. The secretary will say something like, no, we're missing a meeting just so he could be here with you, or like he was so nervous the whole way coming here, something like just to give the female lead perspective so that she can know that the male lead actually likes her like that. And then the male lead, the CEO, always says something like, nobody will think you're stupid if you don't talk, or nobody will think you're mute if you don't talk. It's these two variations. I just find it very interesting because you could literally just tell him shut up and he would, because he's your secretary, but like, you have to be creative with it. And then we have when the female lead and the green tea does something like so out of pocket, says something so out of pocket, and then the female lead ends up just bitch slapping her across the face, right? And then the green tea's like, "Tiga tawa, how dare you hit me," right? And then the female lead, she always goes, "I hit you, so what? Do we have to set a date, make up a schedule for me to beat you?" Because, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Obviously, when I say, how dare you hit me, I'm looking either for an explanation, or like you say, I'm sorry or something, but then you just go ahead and just insult my intelligence like that. Like, what? You know? Or, or when the green tea says something, oh, the female lead did this to me, whatever, and then the female lead will be like, which of your two eyes saw me do that? Your brain must be worth a lot. And I was like, what? You know? Again, you have to look for the insult. And then also the scumbag was like, what? And somebody had to explain to him, like, she's trying to say your brain has never been used, so it would be worth a lot because it's like good as new. And I was like, oh, you didn't have to hit me where it hurts. Like you didn't have to be so creative with it. Or like there's this other insult when the female lead is like breaking up with the ex scumbag. She's like, I wish you infertility and lots of kids. So you're sitting there wondering, how is he gonna have lots of kids if he's infertile? Oh, she's basically saying, I hope your wife cheats on you so many times that she has so many children by other men that you end up raising. You know, when somebody has to like explain the insult to you, you're just like, am I dumb? Your bottom line is lower than the chassis of those robot vacuum cleaners. Because the metal chassis is so low and like your bottom line is lower than that. Like basically the chassis of a vacuum cleaner robot is already on the floor, bro. So, you know. And then we have this other one I saw in a movie, I mean in a drama. She was like, even minors cannot dig up the level of nerves that you have. Oh, I just remembered another one. It's not really an insult, but like when the side characters do something so bad, and the male lead is like, "How dare you touch my woman?" Whatever, and then they're over there like, "We didn't know she was your woman. Even if you gave me a hundred nerves, I would never." Well, so it would be okay if she wasn't his woman. Like, so you already had the nerves for somebody who wasn't his woman, but because it's his woman, now you don't have the nerves. I don't know. I don't know. I just found that very weird. Somebody made a comment about how there's a lot of like violence against women in these movies, and yes, I find it very strange because it's almost like the girls are usually getting beaten by their dads or like other men, whatever, and they only stop when the female lead, like the woman's like husband or somebody, comes over and is like, "Stop," you know. And it's like, okay, so you're gonna stop abusing me because a man said it? Like, when I said it, you didn't listen. Anyway, this video is not about that, so let's move on things. Like, somebody in the movie, somebody was like, I guess, asking the female lead, like, you must have known I was here, otherwise why did you come here? You're following me. And then she was like, am I a worm in your stomach to know every single place that you are at the time you are at there? Like, so creative, everybody's so creative. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any insults or like weird things that you've seen in C dramas, please comment it down below. And of course, you might be thinking I've forgotten the OG, but no, don't blame me for being rude. Yeah, that's an OG. That's like the number one favorite saying. Everybody says it. Everybody says it. Don't blame me for being rude. Love that one. Anyway, good night. Happy New Year. And thanks for subscribing. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, the video ended a couple minutes ago, but I guess you might maybe just a tiny little bit like me. Anyway, just consider subscribing and hitting the like button so you could see more of me if that's something you want to do. Good night.